The video game commentary. What is going on, everybody? So, this is, of course, Dead by Daylight with my boy Ash Williams there, doing some work. So, if you notice, usually when I do these videos, I start from the beginning and I play through them. This one, I'm actually playing kind of midway, alright? Started recording midway into it, and the reason for that is, I've been playing with my buddy, and he was asking about some, how do you dodge the killer? You know, you see a lot of players and they dodge the killer pretty good. And I'm not perfect at it. No, I don't think anybody is. But I grabbed a video of me doing some dodges. I think there's not always successful, but so that's what I'm doing here. I kind of want to show some dodging of the killer to kind of help you as you play this game. You know, ways to kind of avoid him, because sometimes it's inevitable. You get chased. I mean, that's what the killer does, right? He chases you. That's his job. He's just doing his job. Don't take offense to it. He just wants to kill you. That's all. So here in a minute, let's see. We got somebody strung up there. We're gonna try to save him. I'm doing a little creeping. I mean, you can't really do dodging while you're hiding and creeping, Ash. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's what I was doing, as I was wanting to set the triggers off so that she chased me. Whoop, there, dodge. So as you can see, what I did there is I went towards her. So at the last possible minute, and kind of keep an eye on them, and then circle around them like that. And there we go. Yep, dodge again. So you kind of want them to lead them on that you're chasing them. Also that right there. There was an object, so I cut in front of it so that she would hit that. That, not a great dodge. I got hit, but that's okay. Right before that, I had like 3 successful dodges. And that's going to be common. The obvious... Yeah, that dodge didn't work either. The obvious is using pallets and the windows. The pallets you can use over and over and over, sliding across them and things like that. The windows, however... those will close up if you try to use the same one too many times in succession. So you have to be careful of that. On the hook, there's not a lot of dodging happening. You're on a hook, you just kind of hang out. That's what you do. You take a break. You take a minute for you. You think about things. You think about, how did I get here? How did I end up in this scary, scary world with this person thing wanting me to be harmed? Why? How did we get here? What poor decisions in my life did I make that made this happen? And there we go. Set off some more traps. Here she comes again. He, she, whatever that thing is. See, there we go again. And that's a really good thing. Oh, pallet mover. Boom, slam that pallet on her. Another good way to dodge. One thing, and this is a trick that I do, and I don't tell many people about it, so you guys are all lucky that you get to hear this. So, and it doesn't always work, but, oh, I slid into her. Not cool. I had the stab thing where I could stab and get away, and I forgot I had it. So one of the things that you can do is, if you've ever played as the killer, if there's a pallet that was thrown in front of you, as a killer you can break it. But when you break it, you look down at it, so you don't understand what's around you or what's happening around you. So that's a very good technique to use, that if you know they're going to break the pallet, just say, just for an example, start running left as he sees you, and then when he starts breaking the pallet, cut right, because he's going to think you went left. Which would be his right, technically. That's okay, but that's a technique you can use, and it's a smart technique. It doesn't always work because you do have some killers that think about that, but it's one you can use, since this is all about dodging and avoiding the killer. Let's see if I do any more skillful dodging. Looks like I just got away there with my nifty glow-in-the-dark lunchbox. Again, the moans of excruciating pain in this game are very questionable to me. Those are not the noises that I would make if I was in pain. Those sound more like happy noises. Alright, heal me up here. So, as you could see in the video, there was quite a few dodges there. I got taken a couple times, and that's gonna happen. You're gonna get hit. You play some people and you watch, and they'll dodge forever. You never can catch them. I don't think I do it in this game, but another really good thing to do is sometimes play Ring Around the Rosie with the killer. And what I mean by that is if you have any kind of object or structure between you and the killer, you can just keep running around it, and sometimes that lasts forever. Now keep in mind, at some point most of the killers are quicker than you, so you might have to get creative at times, but you can really spend a lot of time dodging the killer by playing Ring Around the Rosie with them. I'm sure they don't appreciate that. That actually goes very well with this game, Ring Around the Rosie. A little song that people go around and sing in, Ring Around the Rosie, which is actually, I forgot what it's about, and I don't want to misspeak, but it's about something horrible, like the bubonic plague or something terrible. It's like, who taught people this little rhyme or whatever, and singing it happily? What's wrong with people? It's probably the people that live in this creepy little world here where we are in this little forest. Maybe, I don't know. So now we may have just shifted from dodging to getting out successfully, because that's the ultimate goal of this game. Which is arguable, because sometimes you could like get all the generators and then just get out, and then you don't really get any blood points. So it just depends on what your objective when you're playing the game. Are you trying to just escape? Are you trying to get blood points so you can level up your people? It just depends. It depends. So victory depends on you. Sometimes in, missing the skill check so that the killer knows where you're at. Maybe that's your goal in this game. It might be. It might be. But yeah, going back on the topic of dodging, I mean, and that's what it is probably one of the biggest and best things to do, is as they're chasing you, you definitely want to look behind you. I've seen people where they just run and they don't look behind them. You gotta look behind you because you gotta know where the killer is. And when they get to a certain point, it's good to just cut back towards them super quick, because it doesn't work on everybody, and depending on the skill level of the player you're up against. But it's disorienting, because as the killer, you are quicker, and depending which one you are, but some of them are kind of clunky in a way. So when you make that kind of a quick movement, they can't react to it as good, if that makes sense. Looks like we've got one generator left. One generator left. Just one. This little spot here is probably not the best on this map, because you're kind of cornered. There's definitely places you could run, but you are definitely cornered in a way. I'm wondering if, it's just me and my friend or person playing with me here. So I'm surprised, because usually when you're down to this few generators, usually the killer's running. They can see where all the remaining generators, and usually like 2 or 3 at the end, and they just run back and forth between them. So I'm actually surprised. Ooh, there was the hatch. I'm actually surprised that that the killer hadn't come to us. Oh, here comes the heartbeat. Oh, there she is. Did she see me? She did not see me. So another dodging technique and advice there. One thing to keep in mind is when you run, you leave scratch marks, and when you leave scratch marks, the killer knows where you are. So it's not always advantageous to run. You really just want to run when you're being chased. But if you're hiding, you want to do your best to just walk so that you don't leave those scratch marks. And ducking down behind objects like this, another great technique. Now, if you saw, that specific killer can put these traps that when you walk on them, they explode, and then that killer can warp right to where that little explosion happened, where their little trap set off. Looks like we're opening the door there. They're gonna get out the door, and killer's on their way. I'm waiting for the hatch to open. This is the video game commentary. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a good day. Stay indoors and play some video games.